For this flash challenge, your canvases all have loved ones with a condition that has permanently changed their appearance.
Oh.
Now, sometimes this can bring unwanted attention and embarrassment that they live with every day. To show their support and solidarity, your canvases want an exact replica of their loved one's condition permanently tattooed on their skin.
Not easy.
No.
Today, the artists want to do exact replicas so that the children can bond with their parents. Like, look, Mommy, Daddy has what I have.
You guys should make the pump like red, and I want this color to be blue.
Blue?
You realize this is my body now. Yeah,
Today, I'm looking for consistency in these tattoos so that every little dial on an object or any little readout can all be done.
He fell on a bonfire, burnt his leg. If I have it too, he can say, hey, look, my dad's got the same thing as me.
Same thing happened to my daughter.
Serious?
She was 2 at the time. She ended up falling in the fire as well. It was the scariest moment of my life as a parent. I was 17 when I had my daughter. It was a kid having a kid. She saved my life because I was going down just a really dark path. As soon as I found out that I was pregnant, I stopped everything. I got into tattooing. I'm completely and utterly stoked. I miss her, but at the same time, it makes me remember what I'm here and what I'm fighting for, and I'm fighting for my little one.
Game time.
Erin's tattooing, and she's killing it.
I want tattoo.
Gecko? I decided to sit this one out and let Erin do the whole tattoo. That way, every line, every gradient is consistently the same.
All right, guys, time to critique your work. Let's start with Old Town Ink. Why did you guys pick this particular piece?
I immediately felt something with this kid.
He has Axenfeld-Rieger syndrome. His 139 surgeries have been on his eyes. I wanted him to see it before he goes blind again.
Oh, no.
It's incredible for him to get to see his grandma get tattooed, understanding he's going to lose his sight at some point. Very clean. I love the fact that she got her own little touch of color in there. The color's bright. Solid job.
What do we say, perfect?
Perfect. Show him perfect.
Unkindness art.
There it is.
Mom.
Same as Mom, you're
Yeah.
You did an incredible job replicating that piece. Consistency is perfect. I mean, the little wire and the plug-in, the drop shadow, and how closely it's tucked to her real ear. Very nice tattoo.
Thank you.
Allegory arts.
We did a tattoo of Ethan's insulin pump.
It's very cool that you incorporated the pouch. I love the camo pattern. The colors look solid and consistent. I think it's a great job.
Thank you.
Pins and needles. What did you get done here today?
I got replicated the third-degree burns, scars.
You replicated it with a lot of really light shading. It looks very smooth and consistent. It already looks like an old scar, which is very cool. You actually made the outside look like the graph piece coming on. Very precise. You guys show off.
Thank you.
Artistic skin design.
I got a replica of my daughter's surgeries from when she was a newborn.
Man, I just gotta say, this is one of the most intense ones of the day. This mother being willing to put a huge scar across her midriff is just intense. You guys did it soft. When this heals on her, it's gonna lighten up and fall out enough to be a perfect replica. Couldn't have been better.
Thank you.
Basilica tattoo.
Nice, solid, clean, crisp outline. Great little attention to detail. I think it's super cool that y'all added more to it. Makes it just look like a tattoo and not some little technical gadget. Killer tattoo, guys.
Classic trilogy tattoo.
Tattooing in this body part on this placement is very tough, and you guys do it very crisp. Best tattoo you've done here.
Black spade.
The kid's name and the scar tissue above it, giving it its own little touch. Very cool. Technically, very smooth, very soft, very nice shading. I think you did a great job, guys.
Next up is Black Cobra tattoo.
Katie's consistent, solid black outline. That's definitely you back in the house. Really smooth application, matte, and the shading. Overall, I like the little drop shadow and the softness. You have very dark and bold and solid. Looks like a perfect sticker. Well done.
Us winning the skull pick at this point is so important because we just got here and we have a lot to prove. We need to win this.
All bull aside, no stinkers today. When you guys tattoo this way with purpose and intention and meaning, your work shows it. Treat everything as if it's this important to you and you can actually excel.
Everybody did great. The judges have decided that the winner of today's Flash Challenge is Unkindness art.
The details you put in there, the little import jack and the cable and the drop shadow underneath it, perfect.
Right now, more than 16 million Americans suffer from diseases caused by cigarettes. In the last 50 years, more than 20 million Americans have died from smoking. Your canvases today have quit smoking, but they're still paying the price. They all have permanent scars as a result. Today, you must help your canvases by making their scars disappear.
Covering scars is really, really hard. Some scars do not hold any pigment at all, and sometimes it gets raised and puffed up and even more obvious than it was in the first place.
All right, let's do it.
I've always wanted something like that on my body.
This is easily one of the most important tattoos I've done in my entire career.
It's really just kids get freaked out about it, you know what I mean? But if it's a picture, they won't get freaked out about it.
This guy is 21 years old, and he has a hole in his throat that children are afraid of.
Here we go.
This is my chance to make it just a little bit better.
Wow. Everybody's gonna be looking at your neck now.
They're looking at my neck already.
Yeah, in a good way though now.
Stay very, very still for me. I want these lines to be super straight, okay? Ooh, stay very still. Just tell me to stop and I'll stop.
Just 2 seconds.
Yeah. Scars have major tissue damage, so it's not an easy thing to endure.
Just the pain.
If my canvas taps, I'm gonna be so bummed out, not just for her, but for myself. I wanna win this challenge. Stay still for me, just do this stuff, okay? The girls are getting tighter every day. We can't let them get too far ahead of themselves.
How you holding that?
That's a little more sensitive than I figured it would be.
Unfortunately, my canvas, he's been through so many surgeries, his nerves are all up. One moment, he's fine. The next moment, he's in excruciating pain. I might not be able to finish this tattoo, but we'll get through it, man.
All right, time to critique your work, and we will start with Kelly. How was it sitting with Kelly?
Oh, she did a good job. I'm very happy with it.
I understand not wanting to do a big black hole leading into a dark hole. That was definitely a smart, sensible play. But when I first look at it, you don't get this immediate sense of space and galaxy.
The way you worked with the skin in that area, you have some amazing color blends, saturated color and really bright color play, but you don't really get a space feel from a distance when you look at it.
Eric.
You've used his muscle shapes to contour the mechanisms you put in there. Definitely shows artistry.
You did some really clean, strong outlining. Even though it's thin, it works really well with the contrast. I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
Sketchy lawyer.
This tattoo came out super slick. Runs right up the middle of the scar. The feather texture really hides the scar tissue. From a distance, the lettering's a little busy. It's a little bit hard to read, but once you get up on it, it's super tight, technically done.
Kevin?
This tattoo overall looks really smooth. The nice texture in the fur, even over top of the heavy scarred areas. You got the same amount of nice shading over the top of the scar versus where the scar wasn't. It's a quality tattoo.
Thank you.
Nikki.
He had this crazy, weird dragon. You made what he had a lot better, and you got rid of the scar.
The way that you use the scar tissue to play into that rocky texture, to camouflage it all and tie it in, really good.
All of the boys in this house are definitely gunning for the girls. If I don't win this skull pick, I'm completely screwed.
You look great as a group today. To give your canvases something to transform pain into things that they're happy about makes me happy to have you guys repping for us.
The judges have decided that the winner of today's Flash Challenge is Nikki.
Sweet, thank you.
It was super smooth. You had a lot of obstacles to tie in the old tattoo, and overall, it just looked so slick.
For your Flash Challenge today, you must tattoo amputees. When there's an amputation, the residual limb that's left behind can be badly traumatized, leaving it uniquely shaped and scarred. Today, you'll have 5 hours to create a phenomenal tattoo on the residual limb.
It's hard to tattoo a residual limb because there's a lot of scar tissue. You have to be extremely careful and show a lot of finesse to tattoo it.
You must use finesse to work with a canvas who has suffered a devastating loss and transform it into a triumph.
Hey, nice to meet you. I'll go over here to my station and check out some stuff.
Tattooing amputees, finesse is definitely required because you tattoo a lot of different skin textures all in one tattoo.
Where is it exactly that we would like to put this?
I'm thinking maybe like across here, like this.
I'm looking for all of the tattooers to take a traumatic instance for a client and turn it into a thing of beauty that they want to show off and be proud of.
I'm
I'm tattooing the entire residual limb, and it's really tricky because there's some areas that are not tattooable. I feel like the ink might not hold that well because the scar tissue is getting damaged so quickly. And there's some areas that are too painful to tattoo. Still doing okay?
That side really hurts.
Bear with me. I have to really create something that helps her distract her eye so that when she looks at her residual limb, she sees a beautiful tattoo.
All right.
Hey, I'm sorry. I can't control it. Twitching. Look at that.
Oh, it's moving. My canvas's residual limb is bouncing off of the table.
Oh, man, so sorry. I don't want to screw you up.
We're not going to slow down for nothing. I'm going to have to use finesse to get through this.
2 more hours.
I'm gonna use some of your scars as texture.
Right now in the competition, we're getting down to the nitty gritty.
I wanna make it look awesome.
I'm telling you, I love it.
Josh, I really like how you took the end of the limb and turned that into textures that worked within the fire and the smoke.
It was really important to me that I actually did tattoo over the scar tissue.
Knowing how to work with it and change your machinery to adapt, that shows finesse.
Jason.
What I really like about this tattoo is the way it fits on the body and the flow of the tail that wraps around the knee. Took a lot of finesse, so I think you did a great job.
Mark.
I asked him to do a watercolored abstract flower, and I emphasized abstract because that was the craziness that was going on after my wreck.
What stands out strong about this tattoo is how bright and vivid the colors are. I think it's a great collage.
Aaron.
I think the overall placement to this really lends itself well to the body part. You were able to keep a flow because when his leg really bends, it connects and moves. Looks great.
Thanks, guys.
Eric.
The way that you left the old tattoo and worked the negative space in your current image to let that old tattoo kind of sit there, it flows together really nice. It's a super strong, bright, very detailed tattoo. Super cool.
Don.
Nice, soft black and gray. When that thing heals, it's gonna have some real nice, smooth areas. Overall, it looks good. It's readable. Good job.
Clean.
Man, capturing the detail in those flowers and leaves is really amazing.
It shows a lot of finesse because you have the really, really tight detail and then the very bold lines. Great design, Clean.
Chris, I have to ask, it's not what you initially wanted. Are you happy with how this came out?
It was a compromise. It's got some really nice details. The lightning bolt in the eye and the really smooth, soft gray shading that you have in the underside of the nose leading into the jaw makes for really high contrast.
Chris made an executive decision not doing a shark eating the guy's arm. I don't have respect for people that don't step out of the comfort zone. It's an easy way out.
The judges have decided the winner of today's Flash Challenge is Eric.
The way that you broke the negative space skin into the top of the tattoo and then the way it flowed off at the bottom, very smooth tattooing.
Some of the most meaningful tattoos celebrate a personal victory. One of the greatest triumphs is surviving cancer. Your canvases today have all survived one of the deadliest forms, breast cancer. Many of them beat cancer by having a mastectomy to remove the breast. Some women choose to reconstruct their breasts, but the scars remain. And these scars are in a very sensitive area. So it's even more challenging to pull off a flawless tattoo, but that's exactly what you must do for these canvases.
As a cancer survivor, I know what it's like to stare death in the face. This tattoo represents life, and it represents the good things that come out of fighting.
I want a flowering vine across the whole chest.
Are you trying to go where the nipples would tend to be?
Yes,
or
yes.
Okay.
I feel like a war went on in my chest. This is like a battlefield, and I would rather have something beautiful.
After last night, I was like feeling really overwhelmed and started to freak out. I feel like I'm just not ready.
Out of all the times to have a canvas have second thoughts, this is the worst possible time. There are 4 strong artists left. I do not want to get sent home because everybody else did a tattoo and I didn't.
I don't want to wake up tomorrow and say, man, why did I do all that?
I'm freaking out right now.
What I did is I drew pretty much like line drawings of a bunch of different butterflies.
Would you be opposed to not doing the really big one? I really just want to keep it not a lot going on.
Doesn't matter if it's a huge tattoo or if it's a tiny tattoo. The precision that I can get in a tiny tattoo is just as nice.
Still okay?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be sitting for 6 hours. No, I did chemo. I can do this.
I've got a lot of work in a short amount of time to do it. I have absolutely no wiggle room in this.
It's nice that there's survivors like you that can go out there and go like, look, it's not the end of the world. To have that positive spin, I think, is really, really cool.
Artists, this was your last chance to prove that you deserve to compete in the live finale for $100,000, a feature in Inked magazine, and the title of Ink Master. Sausage. Let's start with your mastectomy tattoo.
The thing I like the most about this tattoo, I love the way it fits. I love that it's not symmetrical. I think it gives it a unique look. It's just a real quality job, man.
Thank you.
Scott.
This wasn't necessarily a cover a scar challenge. The challenge was dealing with these ladies' situation and giving them something beautiful to be proud of. And just taking your time to do these really soft little detailed butterflies is very impressive.
Maddie.
Let me commend you on having good taste to pick the proper shaped flower to put on her chest. The way that the flower's closing on the outside and blowing open on the inside, you're drawing with a movement, and that's a great thing.
Halo. You're a cancer survivor yourself.
Yeah.
Did this one hit home for you more so than...
Dude, I've never stayed up till 3:30 in the morning drawing 4 flowers. It was intense.
Yeah.
Well, Halo, man, I really love the way this tattoo fits. It flows with the curve of the body. I really like the soft, out of focus accents on the edges. It really does create that depth, and it creates different textures in your tattoo.
The 4 of you have battled to be standing here. However, there can only be one winner. The judges have decided that the best tattoo of the day goes to Sausage.
Nice, dude.
They showed a lot of ingenuity in putting this design together and really thinking outside the box instead of just doing a big cover-up.
You've earned your spot in the live finale.
Wow, thank you.
Congratulations, man, you deserve it.
This week, we're testing ingenuity. Today, your canvases are counting on you to fix one of the biggest mistakes of their lives by covering up a constant source of shame, a hate tattoo.
We gotta cover up some hate tattoos? We just did foreheads. This is getting crazier and crazier.
From Confederate flags to swastikas, these controversial tattoos are permanent statements of strong beliefs. Wow.
Who agrees to tattoo this kind of symbol on somebody for the rest of their life? You have no moral values. What is your name? Where can I find you? And I will cover your face up with my boot.
Your canvases today regret getting these tattoos, so you must help them by transforming these symbols of hate into something new.
Let's take a look at this thing and figure out what's gonna be a good option.
Today, these artists are gonna be covering up hate tattoos. They really have to put everything aside and do the best cover-up they possibly can.
What's going on? What's the story behind that?
I was just brainwashed when I was younger.
Yeah,
and when I got older and had kids, I realized, man, what the hell? I'm trying to do a 360.
Well, I'd love to help, man. That's what
yeah,
I'm
I
here
appreciate
for.
that.
Right on.
Ingenuity is always going to play into the cover-up. You should never be able to pick out a section where you know the cover-up is. That's the biggest fail.
When I saw it from across the room, I was like, I see a flower right there.
The canvas I gave myself was probably one of the hardest cover-ups in there because it's so big. But I know that I can cover anything with a flower.
I do flowers all the time, so it wasn't really far a stretch.
I've designed all the petals to curl in right around that circular shape as part of the anarchy symbol.
I can just kind of keep all my darks on the tips. I can use the shadows that are already there.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it's gonna get a really nice tattoo.
Let's get this over with and let me get to the damn finale.
Been trying to get rid of about 20 years, man. When I first got tattooed, I was like 13, 14 years old. I was like an idiot joining the Aryan Brotherhood. That ain't cool. That's not where I want to be. It doesn't matter if you're red, black, brown, yellow, green, whatever.
Unfortunately, I've been a victim of hate. When I was wanting to get an apprenticeship to learn how to tattoo, I was told that the color of my skin was going to hinder my chances. To be a minority, it's actually driving me even more to do a killer job.
So how'd you get rid of the swazi?
I put a little chinger in the gravestone. We're burying the past, so it's perfect.
Can't wait for all the stress to come off my shoulders.
To be able to help this guy change his life is a complete honor.
Ain't nobody gonna beat this one.
Let him know how it's done.
Today, you had to show ingenuity by covering a hate tattoo. James, you're up first. You chose a pretty large cover-up for yourself.
First thing I saw was a floral pattern that would fit her and just get rid of that huge tattoo without being really dark.
You've given this woman something very feminine, something very beautiful. Of the day, this woman's life has been transformed more dramatically than anybody else, and she has you to thank for it.
There are some lines that are less than perfect in here, especially in these top flowers on the outside. There's some areas where you have just packed white all the way up to those lines, and the lines that are crooked and the lines that are shaky, it makes them really stand out. But something like this, with this much detail, close inspection, you're gonna find a lot of discrepancies.
Feeling confident about putting this many lines into this type of skin in this area, knowing that you're up against 6 hours, was a ballsy move. This panned out for you in that sense. You definitely achieved the cover-up. The shading that you have going from dark to light, you disperse it throughout. And that way, it's not an obvious cover-up. It's a strong tattoo, and it's a lot of tattooing in a short amount of time.
Anthony.
This is one of the most solid cover-ups of the day. Definitely nothing of that tattoo is coming through. Shows really good ingenuity, having to draw that tombstone just right, and you could use those details in the cracks to mask what areas you need to really get hidden.
You have so many nice details in the hair. You have really fine lines. You create this kind of ratty feeling, but it still shows perfect line work in there. This thing really shows strong today. You did a great job.
All right, judges, time to choose who had the best tattoo of the day.
James had a vision straight from the start. Great ingenuity throughout. A lot of line work to really help hide that old scratchy tattoo she had. But for me, man, 100% bulletproof cover-up. Anthony's tattoo gets it.
I love the high definition of Anthony's tattoo, but it does look like a weird composite that's not realized.
Not for me. For me, everything about the tattoo, especially the cover-up area itself, is executed so well and so precise. I love James's tattoo, but he had some hiccups in the line work, and I really couldn't pick too much apart about Anthony's.
I need a final decision.
Anthony.
My vote's for James.
I'm gonna vote for Anthony.
The judges have decided that the best tattoo of the day goes to Anthony. For this elimination tattoo, you must make your canvases superhuman by transforming them into cyborgs.
Cyborg tattoos? I've been trying to avoid these for years.
A cyborg has mechanical parts incorporated into their body to enhance their capabilities. Your canvases want gears, pistons, cogs, pulleys, and other mechanisms where joints and muscles would exist.
Biomechanical tattoos are always really harsh and rigid, and I don't even know where to start on designs like this.
And there's no better test of consistency than working with other artists on multiple tattoos. So once again, it's Team Peck versus Team Nunez. All the members of your team must tattoo your canvas at the same time. You're being judged as a team. That means you win as a team or you lose as a team.
It's hard as hell to tattoo with somebody else tattooing next to you, much less two other people. It's gonna be a nightmare.
But that's not all.
Why would it be?
Every hour, you must switch tattoos, proving your consistency by seamlessly picking up where the last artist left off.
Oh man, this is gonna be a pain in the ass. All of us have very different styles, and Nate's line work sucks. If we don't show consistency in these tattoos, we're going to lose.
We win together or lose together today. One of their guys is already in the finale by default.
Yeah.
So only two of you can make it. I want to make sure I make that. You know what I would love to see you guys do? One badass, huge rockin' image that's one big tattoo that goes over both.
That would be really cool. That would be really cool.
Do one big, bold, beautiful thing. Boom.
Only having two tattooers today that have a very similar style is a definite advantage.
I thought we would have a disadvantage because we're missing one person, but this is better.
See these sections where the red breaks in?
Yep.
Just get free and fun.
I'm on it. I'm okay even though I went down there?
Yeah, just don't do them on the rest.
I never do biomechanical, so I need to take every bit of advice Nunez gives me. He's making sure that we're as solid as possible.
I think we're okay.
And switch.
I just did black, gray into red. Is that too dark?
It is. I walked away and we had a game plan. I came back in. This thing's so. There is no biomechanical background, and the exterior was supposed to look like metal plating. It turned into rocks. If this thing is just the skull with these broken rocks around it, these guys are gonna get tore apart.
Artists, time to switch.
Did I it up?
Just keep rocking.
This is the least confident I've ever seen Nikki.
If we make back here like the source of light, this being dark makes perfect sense.
That'll be cool.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Okay.
What's done is done. I just have to keep on track and make sure that she knows she's still doing a good job.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Machine's down. Time is up. No more ink.
Woo! Oh, your mama. I'm sorry.
Hey, you okay? No. I really doubt this is gonna win. It's supposed to be like a cyborg. It doesn't look like metal. It looks like rocks. I went too dark on one part of the skull.
The realization is setting in that my hard work is probably sending one of my girls home.
Me and Kelly don't know how to do bio. We didn't go in the gear and mechanical direction either. I mean, it may look consistent all over.
You're here to fight. You have to put up a good one.
Today you had to show consistency tattooing cyborg tattoos. Remember, you're being judged as a team. Let's see how you did. Team Nunez.
I think it's a pretty good tattoo, but I don't see any kind of mechanical, doesn't say cyborg to me. I would also say that I don't think that the forehead matches the rest of the skull. It looks really smooth and it doesn't have as much texture or dimension as the lower part of the face or the bottom jaw.
That was a difficult tattoo.
In all honesty, I truly believe that we gave her a good tattoo, but it might have gotten away from us.
Gotten away from you how? Because the challenge was transform your canvas into a cyborg.
That's probably what got away from us.
When we take that, you know, we can go down the route of biomech, which we definitely did.
It's a little more bio-organic. Heavy on the bio.
Light on the mech. First of all, this strategy to turn your canvas into a cyborg and you give her a skull in a cavernous setting, I could see maybe a little bit of bio, but I don't see even a drop of mech in this at all. So bio-mech is out. I don't think the skull and the jawbone look consistent in any way. The bottom jaw looks like a totally separate thought that doesn't go along with the skull at all. And then you look at the side of the jaw that's closest to us, it's really thin. And the one in the background, it's super thick. It makes it hard for me to know that's a jaw. From a distance, it looks like just a red oil rag getting thrown down a cave.
It was the most stressful tattoo I think either of us have done here.
We have some issues. Behind the skull, we were supposed to have all that weird connective biomech tissue, but you missed doing those weird shapes that we talked about doing, and then coloring the same way you colored. That would have been fine. You would have had it. Problem is that we didn't hit the look of the metal, and we didn't hit the look of the biomech tissue behind the skull. The things we talked about got lost in translation.
What I will say in terms of consistency here, it does look like one artist did both tattoos. The line weights are consistent, shading is consistent. I do see remnants of that biomechanical style with these rock formations that are coming out, so I see that as being a consistent element there. So there are consistent elements here, and that is one of the things we're testing for. For centuries, fishermen around the world have told legendary tales of a fictitious sea monster similar to the giant squid, the Kraken. According to legend, the Kraken wreaked havoc on tall ships and rum-running vessels and had violent battles with its natural enemies. Today, your canvases all want their own tattoo of the Kraken in battle on their hands.
hands?
There's a long list of problems with hand tattoos. Some hands are gonna swell right away. You got veins, bones. There are totally different factors when it comes to hands.
And you must work in teams of 2, tattooing both of your canvas's hands at the same time. What? The Kraken must be in black and gray, while the enemy can be in any color.
Marissa, nice to meet you.
What's up, Mike? Nice to meet you, bro. What are we fighting?
Snake.
Snake.
My canvas surprisingly wants a kraken versus a snake.
I like the idea of the fangs protruding coming out.
I think it'd be good for me to do the snake.
I agree, yeah.
I don't understand what's happening with the snake.
Did you forget the teeth?
I totally did not put teeth in it. I'm excited about this.
So rock and roll. You're gonna do your tentacles last, right?
Yep, so I can see yours.
Yep.
Dave is doing the sperm whale. It looks like a shoebox with an eyeball on it. It doesn't even look like a whale to me.
I think it's a nice little playful whale.
He's gonna make me look like a fool up there.
All right, artists, it's time to critique your work. Earl and Duffy. From a few feet away, it's very difficult to tell what's going on.
It was hard to find a happy medium with the background being that it's supposed to be like a dark scene.
Darker blues on darker skin kills the contrast. Earl, as far as your snake, it's more of a fish.
It's a big head and just a bunch of coils behind it.
Damn, Earl, you need to stay away from these snakes. Go ahead and put it to rest.
MV and Keto.
We went with a dark water, and then in contrast, a really bright orange for the background.
I don't think it's that bright.
It goes from a darker tone from this side up to a lighter tone on this side.
I don't think it adds much contrast to his skin.
Oh, we thought we hit it with the contrast.
Cruzman and Dave.
I like these tattoos. They're simple and bold. The thing that's just bugging me is the ending of the whale on the knuckles. The eye is outlined and finished out, but the shading stops higher than that. That's bugging me.
My part looks awesome. I could strangle Dave Clark right now. He is 100% taking away the chance of me getting my first skull pick.
Today, you'll be going head-to-head on the same canvas at the same time. What? Because you must create interlocking tattoos.
This is crazy. I've never done anything like this.
Each of you must tattoo one of your canvas's forearms. Not only must each forearm stand alone as a complete piece, but when your canvas's forearms are touching, both tattoos must seamlessly connect to create one larger, impressive image.
What the hell? You have to adapt to the canvas's needs, adapt in the drawing styles, adapt in the fact that these have to form together. This is just a cluster of all kinds of adaptability.
That's gonna be hard. Yeah. You have to work together. If you do not match, you are out.
Let's meet your canvases.
What are you looking to do?
2 snakes that'll be one snake whenever you put the arms together.
This snake tattoo is not gonna work. How does that turn into one tattoo here?
One by one, please read the artist's name on the bottom of your skulls.
Josh. Julia.
Eric thinks that he's screwing me over by putting me with Julia. I get to hang out with Julia all night. That's cool. But it's gonna be an easy win.
1 snake on each arm. Whenever I put forearms together, it'll wrap up.
My canvas wants a interlocking tattoo of a snake, but because of the way he wants it, it's not reasonable to do. Do you have any other ideas? I'm gonna do something that works best for me and lead us into a situation that's gonna be beneficial for this tattoo.
Maybe like angel type thing on one side and then like a demon on the other.
Yeah.
To fill that in a little bit more.
What the hell is Mark trying to do? Completely change the background. Have to add more rows of clouds just so the tattoos match up again. I am pissed.
What happened? Mark changed the background halfway through the tattoo.
Well, go back in here, match it up. Have him hold him like that real quick. That's what we did. We just kept comparing him.
Don's got a problem with his teammate. Why is he telling me?
We're just throwing the towel and saying, it. What's it gonna be, Don?
Are we doing that little bit to tip solid black, or are we leaving it open?
Mine's open. I know for a fact that I can beat out Aaron in this head-to-head. I came here to beat my rival. Now is my opportunity to make sure that Aaron goes home. It's a done deal. So what do you want to do about background?
I don't know yet, Emily.
I not only have to work with my rival, but I have to beat her.
Final hour, 1 hour to go, everybody.
Double arm style?
Let me style. There it is, baby.
You're doing dark hair, right?
Dark hair, yeah.
It's nerve-wracking knowing I have to go head-to-head with Josh. He is a portrait artist, and I've only done a few portraits.
Are you putting white highlights in yours?
In a few places.
He's just giving me a lot of positive reinforcement, and I feel really good about my tattoo.
Hey, Josh.
Yo.
Do you want to peek at mine so far?
Julia, do a tattoo on your own. Do not rely on me to guide you through it.
Do you think she needs a highlight in her lips?
You should know these things already on your own. And if you don't, then you should be eliminated.
Today, you had to show adaptability by working with another artist to create interlocking tattoos. Josh and Julia, let's start with you. These two designs, when they are interlocked, they don't seem to go together as well as they could.
I disagree. I felt like the angelic face we wanted to keep very light and airy. Obviously, if you go dark, then it won't have that contrast where it looks like good and
I
evil.
think that's where the adaptability part of this challenge would come in, because the idea was to make it look as though it was one connecting, flowing piece. Julia.
The detail is not very nice. The whole shape of her head. Now this looks like a weird big toe.
I traced it from the actual picture.
Then why do the eyes look crooked?
I don't know. I thought it looked really good when I did it.
Look at the nose. She has no nose bone. If you're gonna shade a face, understand where the shading goes. Don't just wing it.
Let's move along to Josh.
Technically, it's really smooth, and I know it's supposed to be evil, but it is really dark. You got the robe, the skin, the hair, and the horns. At least one of those elements should be tonally different somehow.
The other thing is the eyes aren't the same.
Well, nobody's eyes are ever the same, so for me to make them perfectly
Yeah, but there is no excuses. They're just the only highlights in the entire tattoo, so they stick out like a sore thumb.
Final decision?
Josh.
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 Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Emily and Aaron.
It's a tough artistic choice to show adaptability.
It looks like this peacock looked into a mirror and is so hideous that it shattered the mirror. Let's move into Emily's tattoo. I love the head on this peacock. There's some nice detail happening in the face of this bird.
If you're gonna put this much detail into the head, then why not the feathers?
We were definitely going for a stylized look on it.
You took a very grade school attempt at those.
Aaron.
If you're asked for a mirror and feathers, it has to be completely legible. That did not happen. Emily's peacock is a peacock. It is legible.
It was tough. It was tough coming up with the design and the layout.
Maybe if you did a smaller mirror with a handle on it and wrapped feathers around it and did a really ornate handle and do something beautiful, that is your game changer.
Final decision.
Because I immediately recognized what I'm looking at, I'm going with Emily's.
I'm gonna go with Emily as well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mark and Don.
As far as how they match up as one whole tattoo, I wish the clouds met up at the top.
But they're different types of clouds.
Well, they shouldn't be. It should be the same clouds.
That was actually a miscommunication.
I went a more Japanese style with it, and he went a more traditional way.
In terms of adaptability, I think ironing that kind of thing out would have been a key part of this team effort.
Going into Don's tattoo, just outline alone, it's a lot cleaner than Mark's. If you look at your shading in the hull of the ship, it's nice, it's smooth. There's a good gradual fade from brown to light brown, yellow highlights in there. It's a strong looking tattoo.
Mark.
It's very scratchy. I know you can say that it's a beat up old pirate ship, but it's still just technically not really that smooth.
I'm the opposite side of the fence. I like this thing. I like the little hidden scully and the torn up sail. The clouds, I really like the way you shaded them. I think it's strong. I like the little wispy purple that you put into the sails. It might not be perfect, but it's tough.
Let's poll the judges for this head-to-head challenge.
Going with Don.
I'm sticking with Mark. I like the tough one.
For just overall readability, I'm going with Don. Congratulations, man. This week, the canvases all have the same problem. Tattoos they regret. This is the ultimate test of raw talent. So let's meet these canvases.
Tommy.
This is gonna be awesome, man. We're gonna do something really beautiful for you. The rules of thumb when approaching a cover-up are you're not covering a tattoo. What you're doing is you're actually camouflaging it. The darks are always gonna be there. The black's certainly always gonna be there. So what you're trying to do is work with what's there and make something brand new for the person.
When doing a cover-up, you have to envision your final product on top of something else. The raw talent really comes into play on being able to know what it's gonna look like before you do it.
Are you happy with it?
Yeah. It looks awesome.
Awesome. I lay down 90% of my clients just to make them comfortable and feel at ease throughout the whole entire tattoo, and that helps so much.
Tommy, come on up front.
You did an excellent job with the cover-up. And even in the parts where the former tattoo might show a little bit, you put wispy lines to help make it look like there's stuff going on there. It's just that some of the areas in the cover-up area use some white highlights a little bit, which might get a little muddy over time, but you did a really good job.
Tommy, the judges feel that you did the best work.
Thank you. You really worked a design to fit right over top. Nice job.
Thank you, Chris.
This week, we're testing your adaptability. There's no better test of adaptability than a cover-up.
Knew it. Called it. Cover-ups are tricky because trying to place the design over top of an existing design, you need to be able to manipulate that picture and put things in the right place so you cannot tell that's a cover-up.
Tattoos are forever, and only about 15% of the people who get them regret their decision.
Yeah.
However, the #1 reason for regretting a tattoo is a failed relationship. Your canvases today made that mistake, and they're counting on you to help them fix it. We also have a very special guest judge. Tattooing for 26 years, he's an icon in the industry. The owner of Temple Tattoo and Tattoo 13 in Oakland, California, Freddie Corbin.
My style is black and gray, religious, Day of the Dead. I think tattoos should be timeless.
Let's meet your canvases.
I have a matching drunk lion tattoo. It's my ex-husband.
Wow. You guys got them together, huh?
We did.
Let me see what you got. This guy right here?
Mm-hmm.
Man, some of these are dark.
Those things are black. Bed.
Canvases, one by one, please read the artist's name on the bottom of your skull.
Maddie.
Good luck, bro. Good luck.
Good luck.
Adaptability is important in a cover-up tattoo because you take what's existing, create something around it, and you have to become a magician and make it disappear.
I get the ex-husband, Ruck gets the ex-wife. We both have to cover up a black drunken lion. I'm a firm believer that, like, if there is a tattoo that you don't like, you can always cover it up. I really don't have any problems trying to outdo Ruck.
Did you already finish the backside of that?
Yep.
Wow, you're cooking, bro.
Today, you had to show adaptability by transforming tattoos that your canvases regret into tattoos they can wear proudly. Maddie, you got the other drunken lion.
Yeah, I actually told Ruck if we could just get those two back together and save us some trouble.
That's for sure.
As far as adaptability goes, very good job designing the portion of this tattoo that goes over the cover-up. When you look at this tattoo, your eye's immediately drawn to that one big blue center flower. You don't just concentrate on that big heavy black.
But the cross is curved. If it wasn't for that, I'd love this tattoo.
Straight lines on round objects are always going to be tricky. If you're going to try to pull them off, they got to be dead on.
Today, you must turn a mistake into a masterpiece by tattooing a cover-up.
My life.
Oh, come on, man.
If there's anything I don't enjoy dealing with, it's someone else's mistakes. You have to design a tattoo as a cover-up that genuinely just looks like a solid piece of work.
It's a tricky challenge today because we're judging detail and we're judging cover-ups. If the details don't line up, the old tattoo will show through. So if they have something that's super dark, I don't want to just see a big, huge black area with something around it.
Let's meet your canvases.
Here we go.
And what did you want to get covered up?
Celtic cross on my back.
What would you like to get covered up
An outstretched owl, black and gray.
One of you is going to be with that.
That is a big tattoo to cover up. This owl is gonna have to be so big, and there's no time in the world to be able to do that tattoo and then do it well.
Canvases, one by one, please read the artist's name on the bottom of your skull.
Sit next to it.
Owl on the back. Creepy Jason.
Okay, cool. Guess I'm doing this big owl tat across this guy's entire back.
Good luck.
Let's do it.
Today we're testing detail, and the way that detail works in cover-ups is understanding how to actually create a cover-up that doesn't look like one.
Wow.
I don't want to see big black or dark spots, and they don't need to do a tattoo 6 times bigger than the cover-up to make it disappear.
Woo! Look at those crispy lines. Those lines look good.
I hope so. There's a lot of them. The most difficult aspect of this tattoo is just getting it done in 6 hours, because the cover-up itself will be the body of the owl, and then proportionately the wings are going to have to be this big. I'm taking a huge risk right now, and if it doesn't pay off, I'm going to be.
There's one tattoo on the girls' team that is straight.
Name names. Name names. Who is it?
What is her name? Cheetah print girl.
Holly doing another owl?
Yeah, it's bad, bad, bad.
I'm gonna need 6 more hours, at least 6 more hours to finish this.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Machine's down. Time is up. No more ink.
All right. That's it, man. I'm done, like, abusing you.
Jason, what up, brother? How you feeling?
I feel like I ran out of time on that thing. It ended up being too big, man.
Today, you had to tattoo a cover-up. Men's team, let's start with you. Jason.
It's a very intimidating tattoo to try to cover up. You do a great job really punching in the blacks. A lot of detail, not only with line work, but with your directional shading. That thing was so faded out that your light shading pretty much becomes that same tone that's underneath, so it's very easy to camouflage.
I think you gave this guy a reason to take his shirt off again. Great job.
Yeah, thanks.
Can't hate right now. What's up?
Can't hate, but I can find
Can't
like
hate on my
6
boy.
little problems. They're real little.
Yeah, keep grasping for those straws.
All right, guys, time to determine who had the best tattoo of the day.
The toughest cover-up is definitely going to be Jason's. To actually blast over a big, intimidating Celtic cross in the center of somebody's back is commendable.
And it also turned out to be one of the most well-executed tattoos of the day.
I'm going to go with Jason.
Creepy Jason.
The judges have decided the best tattoo of the day goes to Jason. Today, you must cover a tattoo in a spot that is often a source of embarrassment. A tramp stamp.
I knew that damn tramp stamp fad would come back to bite me in the ass.
Tramp stamps became a fad because their designs were typically small and their placement was easy to hide. However, the placement of the tramp stamp on the extreme lower back makes it a serious challenge to cover tastefully. Let's meet your canvases. Nikki, you won the flash challenge. That means that you have the power to assign the canvases.
My strategy with the skull pick is look out for myself and the girls. As far as everybody else goes, they are not safe.
What are you looking to get today? A photorealistic rose decaying into a skull. Can I see what you have? Awesome.
All right, guys, one by one, please read the artist's name on the bottom of your skull.
Nikki.
Nikki's strategy is clear. She's looking out for the girls and trying to destroy all of the guys. This is going to be a long day.
Cover-ups are a great test of technical application because you're basically playing a trick on the eye and you're camouflaging an area, and you have to disperse the dark as evenly as you disperse the light so that the cover-up's not obvious.
Oh, your skin takes ink like butter.
Oh, good. I came into this competition needing to prove exactly who I am. And with every single day that I'm here, I get more and more comfortable in my own skin.
Are you coming to Fort Lauderdale Handcrafter or what?
I hope
so. Dude.
Now's my time to shine and prove that I can win time and time again.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up. Machine's down. No more ink. Today, you had to show bulletproof technical application by covering a tramp stamp. Nikki, let's start with you.
In the sense of a cover-up, you nail it. You hit technical application here really well. You apply the ink to the skin in a way that gets rid of the underlying tattoo. That real deep, rich black that you get down there puts so much depth into the tattoo. And when you have those leaves, you can balance the black everywhere. Then it always camouflages nicely and somebody can't go, oh, there's the cover-up.
It's very beautiful, and technically, it is pretty perfect.
There's no trace of the existing tattoo, and that was a massive tattoo that you covered up. Great job.
Thanks.
All right, judges, time to determine who had the best tattoo of the day.
Let's look at Nikki's tattoo and look at what she covered, because that's a full-on cover-up.
It is.
And that's a full-on beautiful tattoo.
It is.
Robert, which way are you leaning?
I'm leaning on Nikki.
Chris.
I'm with Nikki. It was a large cover-up, and she laid it out perfectly and executed it like a champ.
The judges have decided the best tattoo of the day goes to Nikki.
Thank you.
Today, your canvases are counting on you to fix one of the biggest mistakes of their lives. By covering up a constant source of shame, a hate tattoo.
We gotta cover up some hate tattoos. This is getting crazier and crazier.
From Confederate flags to swastikas, these controversial tattoos are permanent statements of strong beliefs.
Who agrees to tattoo this kind of symbol on somebody for the rest of their life? You have no moral values. What is your name? Where can I find you? And I will cover your face up with my boot.
Your canvases today regret getting these tattoos, so you must help them by transforming these symbols of hate into something new.
It's one thing when it's an old crappy koi fish that was drawn in the 90s, but when it's something serious like this that really affects how people look at them, it's very important.
Remember, one of you guys is gonna move out of this finale.
Let's meet your canvases. James, you won the Flash Challenge. You have the power to assign the canvases.
My strategy is take out Christian and Anthony. I'm trying to keep all the veterans in this. Ma'am?
I'd like to get this covered.
Anything in particular?
I'm pretty open.
Awesome.
Canvases, one by one, please read the artist's name on the bottom of your skull.
What does she cover?
Thing on her chest.
James.
Good luck.
What's up, dude? Let's take a look at this thing and figure out what's gonna be a good option.
Today, these artists are gonna be covering up hate tattoos. They really have to put everything aside and do the best cover-up they possibly can.
When I saw it from across the room, I was like, I see a flower right there. The canvas I gave myself was probably one of the hardest cover-ups in there because it's so big. But I know that I can cover anything with a flower.
I do flowers all the time, so it wasn't really a far stretch.
I've designed all the petals to curl in right around that circular shape as part of the anarchy symbol. I can just kind of keep all my darks on the tips, and I can use the shadows that are already there. Yeah. Everybody knows it's gonna get a really nice tattoo. Let's get this over with and let me get to the damn finale.
Today, you had to show ingenuity by covering a hate tattoo. James, you're up first. You chose a pretty large cover-up for yourself.
First thing I saw was a floral pattern that would fit her and just get rid of that huge tattoo without being really dark.
You've given this woman something very feminine, something very beautiful. Of the day, this woman's life has been transformed more dramatically than anybody else, and she has you to thank for it.
There are some lines that are less than perfect in here, especially in these top flowers on the outside. There's some areas where you have just packed white all the way up to those lines, and the lines that are crooked and the lines that are shaky, it makes them really stand out. But something like this, with this much detail, close inspection, you're gonna find a lot of discrepancies.
Feeling confident about putting this many lines into this type of skin in this area, knowing that you're up against 6 hours was a ballsy move. This panned out for you in that sense. You definitely achieved the cover-up. The shading that you have going from dark to light, you disperse it throughout. And that way, it's not an obvious cover-up. It's a strong tattoo, and it's a lot of tattooing in a short amount of time.
How do we keep the needle from going into their eye? I could just see it turning into a nightmare really quick. I don't tattoo faces. I am not cool with this at all.
Just hold it down and just do the thing right in here.
Oh my God. Do these people already have facial tattoos?
Your question will be answered right now. Let's meet your canvases.
The skin above the eyeball is super, super delicate. If you go just a hair too deep, you can screw someone's vision up.
You've each been randomly assigned a canvas and have 60 minutes to complete your eyelid tattoo.
Go and step this way. This is something you definitely want to do, right?
I'm pretty nervous.
Well, it makes two of us, so we'll be all right. We're gonna get through this together then.
The execution of the eyelid tattoos require one major thing, that is accuracy. This is a very dangerous thing to do. Your moves have to be precise. You get one shot.
I've been wanting this tattoo forever. I couldn't get no artist to do it. Have you done eyelids before?
I have not, but I've been tattooing 17 years, so I wouldn't be worried. The competition's ramping up, but there's definitely still low-hanging fruit. Jason and Josh and Kyle, I don't think that they're competing at the level that I compete at.
That's perfect.
Is that good?
That's perfect.
It's time for people to get knocked off.
The other artists don't even consider me as a threat.
Nervous? A little bit.
It's really important for me to win a Flash Challenge so I can show these guys that I'm actually in this game and I'm a force to be reckoned with.
I gotta put it up a little bit higher. It's gotta be right, you know what I mean?
So what do you want to get?
An L and a 4. My last name is Leba, and then I have 2 older brothers, younger sister and me, so it's 4 of us.
Oh, that's cool. It's 4 of us too, and that's why I got the K on my face. All of our names start with a K. I'm so scared of poking somebody's eyeball out, but if I can tattoo anywhere else on the body, there's no reason why I cannot tattoo an eyelid.
Gargoyle on your eyelids, huh? That's what you want? That's the best you could think of?
G-A-R-G-O-I-L-E.
I'm like totally against tattooing faces. I just don't feel like comfortable with it. Not like physically, but just morally. So to have that on your eyelids for the rest of your life, I would see as a huge mistake.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
I've had this since I was 16. So
I mean that what I do on you.
It's more about branding myself, and I've already have.
I want to make sure that he is 100% insanely confident that that's what he wants. Close your eyes again.
Oh boy.
This guy just to me is just a big ball of idiot. For real, dude, just do the challenge.
I still think it's a huge mistake. 100% if you didn't have tattoos on your face, I would not be tattooing you. But let's do it. I hate this.
We're about to go into a sheer trance state where I'm just trying to block everything out. I apologize if I don't start talking to you. I'm just gonna make sure I don't your face up, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
40 minutes, you guys, 40 minutes.
I had nightmares about this.
Oh, that's nice.
The needle going through my eye, blood
Well,
gushing
you've got some
everywhere.
really thick eyelids. I can't put some big, terrible thing across her eyelids. Close your eyes super, super tight for a second. My idea is to hide two little hearts, enough in her eyelid that when her eyelids are half open, you can't see them.
Oh, that feels weird.
10 minutes remaining.
You trying to win this last challenge, Jimmy?
Yeah, man. 2 reasons. I ain't trying to someone's face up. 2, I want to win so I can take my canvas pick.
I've got his eyelids squished down, and every time he slightly moves his eye, I could feel it sliding all around. It's weird as hell, man.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up. Machine's down. No more ink, please.
I can't open my eyes. My eyes don't work.
Joshua's tattoo looks terrible. I can't read it. And if I can't read it, then it's useless.
How was the experience for you, Kyle? It's your first time doing the eyelids.
I tried to keep them where she'd be able to hold the job as long as she kept her eyes open. So you can see they kind of disappear a bit.
They're very small, very delicate, and very accurate.
The clean, tight outline that you put on those really works. Nice job.
Jimmy.
You really went above and beyond. You made even some little beveled edges in there. This thing looks as good as a tattoo would be anywhere else on the body.
Thank you.
Joshua.
I think some of the issues you have with the accuracy in this thing is from confidence.
Tattooing people's faces is something that I would never do in any other situation.
But you have a canvas here who's got plenty of face tattoos. That had to be at least somewhat comforting for you.
If I was set up with any of the other canvases, I would have forfeited this challenge.
Well, Josh, I think you have just full reservations on doing face tattoos, and I respect that. But the big thing here is accuracy. The second part of the word is a lot closer to the eyelid, and the other side comes a little higher up. I don't think your accuracy was on point.
Tattoo baby, how was it for you to tattoo the eyelids?
It was challenging. He wanted it really small, and he didn't want for you to see it when he had his eyes open.
It's very simple design, very clean, very legible.
This guy doesn't have any other tattoos. If I would have got assigned this canvas, I would have taken the professional responsibility to talk him out of it.
Jason?
Obviously, your canvas wanted it to be shown when his eyes are open. And accuracy, man, very clean line work.
It's the toughest outline you've had to do yet, and you hit it.
Oh my God, I might even be able to win this challenge.
Joey.
I figured this one's gonna be a breeze for you. It's a little rough, and it's not as accurate and as tight as a lot of line work we've seen you do.
As far as hitting the mark against everybody else, not the best day.
Turns out Joey's not as good as he may think he is. Everybody has a weakness in this game. Everybody.
All right, guys, accuracy challenge, eyelids. I was actually surprised to see who I thought was the bottom of the day, 2 of our stronger tattooers.
Joshua's tattoo, it's very unlegible. There's 2 G's in the word, and those 2 G's do not look the same. That is not accuracy.
Joey's not far off of Joshua. A little more legible, but it's super shaky, very inaccurate.
If you look at symmetry, Joey had 2 eyelids, both with 4 letters, and they look wobbly as hell. Whereas you look at Jimmy, who did the deja vu, one eyelid had 4 letters, the other eyelid had 2, and he made them sit in a symmetrical fashion. I was surprised Jason pulled this off.
Mr. Rough outlines throughout the competition, and the guy comes out and does an eyelid and does it clean.
Today, we asked you to show accuracy by tattooing a very small, delicate canvas, the eyelids. Some of your tattoos looked very sharp. Jimmy,
You went in, you did very precise line work. And playing with the size so that even though you had 4 letters on one side and 2 on the other, it still looked very balanced. Great attention to detail.
Thank you.
Jason.
Your line work looked almost flawless on this eyelid. You seem very comfortable today, and that's where everybody should be.
Appreciate it.
The judges have decided that the winner of today's Flash Challenge is... Jimmy.
Finally.
Damn. Many ancient Asian cultures used tattoos to express status, beauty, and their most profound beliefs. They understood that highly visible tattoos were the strongest way to make a permanent statement. Today, you must help your canvas make a bold statement by tattooing a very prominent part of the body, the forehead.
Forehead tattoos. Really?
Out of control.
If you mess up on somebody's arm, they can wear a shirt over it. Forehead, are you gonna walk around with a headband for the rest of your life?
You must use ingenuity to create a design that works with the awkward shape of the forehead and complements the features of the face.
Play to the sensibilities of who you're tattooing. They're asking to get their foreheads tattooed. Then be mindful of what it is you're tattooing and play into that.
You've each been randomly assigned a canvas, and you will have 3 hours to tattoo. Head back to the shop and meet your canvases.
I want to get a spider web.
Coming from there?
I mean, if we shave part of my head, take it back.
What were you thinking you wanted to get done?
Lace butterfly, kind of like pastel-y here.
Dot work, kind of sacred geometry, mandala type thing that kind of like goes to a point right here.
She wants her whole forehead blasted. I'm like, oh, hell no, girl. I wouldn't get too crazy with it, like being like too thick.
2 more hours.
Sure you want to go solid white on the stars or just highlights?
Oh, that's really way doper.
I'm not nervous one bit. I can tattoo anything, anytime.
A little bit of shading right here.
I hope these new guys drop the ball. I want to see the all-veteran finale.
The end is so close. My alliance has eliminated 11 people, but the 2 remaining are the best the competition has ever seen. This dude wants pure misanthropy on his forehead. That almost looks like my name, Pure Misanthropy. If I don't do a clean tattoo and smooth lines with this lettering, I'm sure he's gonna hate me.
Getting my face tattooed was one of the best things I've ever done. I was a welder for 15 years, and then I got hit by a drunk driver. I wasn't able to weld anymore. Ended up being the greatest thing that ever happened to me. Getting my face tattooed was a way of committing to the tattoo industry for the rest of my life. This is who I am, and it's what I'm gonna do till the day I die.
Final hour remaining. 1 hour, guys.
Dot work and blending in. Oh, Lord have mercy, this ain't going well. I convinced her to go with a more feminine design, so I'm doing all this itty-bitty dot work and lace patterns and beads. Every little detail takes time. I'm feeling the pressure right now. I'm sweating.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up. Machine's down.
That looks sick. I love it. Actually, I think she's got the head to pull off the shaved head look, huh?
I can't believe Christian shaved this girl's head to give her like a big biker jailhouse tattoo on her face.
I mean, even if she wanted to shave it all the way, she's got a good shaved head.
She looks like a psychopath.
All right, guys, it is now time to critique your work. Maddie, come on up. Mallory, it's obviously a huge commitment. Why did you want to get this done?
I have a genetic condition called Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So basically, my joints dislocate very easily and don't really go back. Butterflies represent change and growth, a nice ray of hope.
There's a lot of detail in it. The color is very vibrant, fits nice on her face.
She was definitely the least tattooed canvas out of everybody, so I couldn't go all the way across her forehead, and she didn't want that.
That's my favorite part of the whole thing, appealing to her sensibility, not going overboard.
That's the name of the game. You gotta make them happy.
Christian.
The execution of this tattoo is top-notch. It's tough, it's bold. I really like the fact that you went back and put the light gray shading over the top of the dots. It softened up the whole tattoo.
I'm not a fan of the placement. It's a sideways yarmulke. It is abrasive for me, just sitting on the side of her head.
I can grow it out and still part of it will be showing with the spider coming down. It looks badass.
It's not really badass looking, and that spider looks like it's running away from the terrible haircut you just gave this girl.
Anthony, what does your tattoo say?
It says pure misanthropy. True and utter disgust for humanity.
The shape of the lettering, the shape of the overall design, the fit to the forehead, very nice. Legibility, you do have to get really close up on it to read it.
I would hate to get that close to him and then realize when I'm in his personal space...
He hates you.
...that he hates me. Are you happy with what Anthony did for you?
Way more than I thought I would be.
Thanks, guys.
James.
You really showed ingenuity just because you blended it into 2 different style tattoos on each side of the head. It framed her face very nice. The arc you put over her forehead with the dip in the center, very symmetrical.
I was a little over the top, and he kind of calmed me down. And he was like, well, let's make it a little bit more feminine and frame your face.
Talking her off the ledge is definitely the right thing to do. I totally commend you on that.
Clean. You basically reworked an existing tattoo, correct?
There's about 8 different tattoos.
You showed a lot of ingenuity. You basically redid multiple tattoos and tied everything together into one big forehead tattoo. Couple of downsides, the 2 sides that fade in, they're not completely symmetrical. The cracks come a little bit of different shapes. If you could have just brought those in and made a more symmetrical shape, when you look at them straight on, it would have just been a little bit more on the aesthetic side.
Clean did a rework. A couple of stars and some cracks and a touch-up. That's not gonna win.
The judges have decided the winner of the Flash Challenge is James.
Yours was not as straightforward as everybody else's. You softened up a lot of work that was a little bit harsher, and I really feel that you did her a service.
Woo, I'm stoked. I ain't never won a Flash Challenge before.
There's no better test of finesse than tattooing one of the most difficult parts of the body, the head.
Holy we're doing head tattoos. This sucks.
Your tattoo can be in any style, but it must be on your canvas's head.
It's on their head. You cannot this up.
Tattooing heads presents many challenges that other parts of the body do not. The hard, irregular bone under the skin requires a steady hand. The skin is thinner, finer, and more sensitive.
No one in their right mind gets their head tattooed. That hurts.
Let's meet your canvases. Jimmy, you won the Flash Challenge, and you now have the power to assign all human canvases. There's a lot on the line, so choose carefully.
Oh my God. I am definitely glad I won the Flash Challenge to be able to pick my canvas out.
My main focus is an eagle and some roses, maybe some vines, you know.
What are they gonna do?
Biomechanical, and I want to go on my face, onto my head.
Jimmy is so upset with me for not kissing his ass, but Jimmy doesn't threaten me. He's a great artist, but so am I, and I'm gonna win this by being a great artist.
Canvases. One by one, read the artist's name on the bottom of your skull.
Jimmy.
Joshua.
Jimmy's a dick.
Good luck.
Finesse is definitely going to come into play in this particular elimination because head tattoos are painful.
So have you tattooed head before?
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's going to take a lot of bedside manner to be able to keep their clients calm and cool throughout the session and really show us what they have.
Usually I try to stay away from tattooing people's faces because obviously that's going to affect things a lot stronger than getting your head tattooed. But you know, when I'm dealing with somebody that isn't 18 and already has a lot of visible tattoos, I think it would be disrespectful for me to try to tell you what to do. I don't really like doing face tattoos, but this guy is in a place in his life where my opinion doesn't really matter, and I'm gonna shut up and just give it to him. This is really a comfortable day for me. I can't wait to get into it.
Holy. That scar is gnarly. My canvas, he's got a 1-inch scar. It runs right through the area that we need to tattoo. I've got an extra challenge now. I had a couple ideas until I seen that scar. If I run a line that's directly over top of that, you run the risk of that whole scar turning that same tissue. So you basically definitely have to finesse. It's gonna be super difficult. I feel like I just screwed myself. One of my first instincts was to try to design something that could go around the scar, but it wasn't what he was asking for. So I'm gonna use finesse and just hide it within the wings. And working with this scar is tripping me out.
Oh, there's a scar there? You're
When he shaved his head, dude, it's like,
oh, wow.
There's no room for mistakes right now. I have to be 100% on point.
4 hours to go, everybody.
Everybody thinks that I'm not an artist and that I can't draw anything, but I'm gonna prove these people wrong with this tattoo. We're about to have a visit from the peanut gallery. That's what I call the judges.
What's up, guys?
What are you doing in here, bud?
Doing somebody's head. It's no joke.
Josh is doing biomechanical. My concern with this is the fact that Josh is not a great artist when it comes to drawing. His design, there's not much to it, and to me, this is all frosting and no cake.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up. No more ink.
Ready for this?
Today, you had to show your ability to use finesse by tattooing a challenging part of the body, the head. Jimmy, let's start with you. How was this for you, tattooing the head?
It was awesome until he came back and he had about a 1-inch scar just right from where the eagle's head starts all the way back wrapping around.
The way you were able to seamlessly blend over the top of it, it really hides the fact that the scar is even there at all. As far as how the eagle fits the head, I like the wings and the eagle head and the beak and everything looks very cool, but I just think it's a little bit strange how his leg kind of just tucks in right there.
Tucking it under the ear, you shorted yourself on the composition. I'd like to see the other claw. If you could have fit that other claw in, it would have just made it so much more dynamic.
Joshua. You've been pretty vocal about not tattooing faces. Do you think that Jimmy gave this to you intentionally?
I don't know if he thought too much about that. It seems like everybody's here to compete and has a little bit of respect for each other.
Jimmy, you're shaking your head no?
The fact that there's respect?
I was speaking about the way I feel, so.
Okay.
As far as the actual design and the shapes of this, your initial outline drawing could have been a little more creative, but you made up for that in how much detail you put into it. You really brought that to life with these kind of surreal bone-like textures. Technically, you hit a lot of really strong marks.
Wow.
Thank you.
I'm gonna be the dick, dude. I can't stand this drawing. I really dislike it. You are a technical tattooer. I was rooting for you last week and the week before because you did things that were your world. You pull off amazing things when you are replicating something. But this drawing doesn't look like an adult drawing. This looks like a kid drawing.
I wouldn't have done it if I didn't like it. I spent plenty of time drawing it. It has a very specific feel for it.
What is this shape? I'd be pissed right now if I was wearing this.
It's a good thing I didn't put it on you.
I would seriously have issue with you. Dude, you can copy a portrait, you can copy a comic book, you can do all those things, but this drawing stuff has got you in the doghouse.
The judges have decided that the best tattoo of the day goes to Jimmy.
Thank you.
You and Joey both did great tattoos. You showed us a little bit more wow factor.
The application, nobody can deny, is just clean, solid, tight tattooing.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Tattoo baby, Kyle, Joshua. One of you is about to close shop. Joshua.
At some point, you are gonna need to know how to translate things from your brain to the canvas. You are technically good, but today, your drawing skills have put you on the chopping block.
So you're saying because I don't have their strengths, I'm a weaker artist.
In this competition, you gotta be able to do it all.
The judges have decided Joshua, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master. This week, we're testing finesse.
Finesse is the ability to handle any difficult situation with delicacy and ease.
Today, you must tattoo one of the most sensitive areas of the body. The spine.
I know that spot. Place hurts.
Yes, it does. Getting your spine tattooed is insanely painful. There's a big fear that these people are not going to be able to sit for this.
The muscles and vertebrae in the back are very close to the surface of the skin. You must use finesse to work effectively with the contours of the back and help your canvas through what could be a very painful tattoo.
Finesse is very important when you're tattooing a spine because you gotta know when to give and take, because if their spine protrudes, you can really hammer right into their bone.
Every canvas wants the same subject matter as one other canvas. That means you'll all be going head-to-head with one other artist. The judges will directly compare your work in critique. One of you will win, and one of you will lose. All right, you have 6 hours to tattoo your canvas's spine, and your time begins now.
All right, let's do this. Spine tattoos require finesse for the simple fact that you have to line up the tattoo perfectly on the spine to fit the body, and they're very painful.
Okay, this bottom section I'm gonna have to move because your spine's a little bit off.
Today I'm looking for a straight up battle.
Yeah, man, looks good.
I'm looking for everybody to put up a fight and try to stay in this competition.
5 hours remaining.
I think it's a pretty fair fight. It's just gonna come down to who tattoos better.
This is the moment I've been waiting for.
It's pretty much the same thing all the way up.
Yeah.
Torn up.
Oh man, what about time, bud?
What about time?
There's just a lot of flaws sticking out in this tattoo. The proportion and depth and anatomy look awkward. Don could be in trouble.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time is up. Machine's down. No more tattooing.
Oh my God. I love everything about it.
Incredible.
Cool.
Today, you had to show finesse by tattooing on a difficult body part, the spine. Done.
The bottom of the spine is definitely off center. It's dead on in the top vertebrae, and the bottom veers off.
The main thing that weirds me out about this tattoo is the weird blood dots. Because your client's so freckly and you did all of those red dots, it looks like something out of a disease medical journal. That's where you lost me on this design.
All right, let's poll the judges in this head-to-head competition.
Both of you did great examples of soft shading. Overall, Eric's is just a little more smooth in the soft areas, so I'm gonna go with Eric.
I'm gonna go with Eric.
Eric.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Today, you faced off tattooing your canvas's spines. Done.
There was obvious shortcomings in this tattoo.
I'm a terrible loser. And I mean, I was pretty upset with the decision.
When it's head-to-head challenge, you've got to be on point on every little bit.
I mean, I work better under pressure.
It's just gonna get tougher and tougher.
This week, we're testing detail.
Detail is all the little textures, all the little fine lines and shading that brings a tattoo to life.
Today, you must all create a biomechanical tattoo.
And he's gonna judge it.
That's the scary part.
Having the godfather of biomech judge my tattoos, it puts so much pressure on you.
Biomechanical tattoos are free-flowing forms that either grow or come together in a mechanical, organic way.
Detail is really important in biomechanical tattoos because it enhances all the little tiny crevices and gives it that pop to make it that much more exciting.
You have 6 hours to create a biomechanical tattoo, and your time begins now.
I want like a machine parts, like the skin ripping open this machine underneath.
Me, man.
What if I create a combination of the organics with machinery? My canvas wants just straight mechanical. I'm gonna take that
Similar
concept
work.
and try to make that happen.
Yeah.
Let's see what we could create. We're gonna work together on this until we come up with a design.
3 hours remaining, everybody.
Getting this, trying to make progress. I'm here to win. Get my money and go home. When my mother passed away, I was 17. She was stolen from me before I even showed her my first tattoo. Her memory. That's what's keeping me going. I need to win this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it, machine's down, time is up. No more tattooing, please. Today, all of you went head-to-head creating biomechanical tattoos. Angel.
Where you fall short on this, man, is, again, line work. That circle in the joint of the elbow.
That was a pretty tricky spot.
It's pretty rough.
The challenge that you're having is the technical execution side, and that is a major hindrance.
Today, you had to create biomechanical tattoos with tight, sharp details. Angel.
I think that you were lost a little bit in the details. If it's a detail challenge, you have to get the details right.
I know what I'm doing. I'm an artist, and this is what the I do. I came here with a mission, with a thirst, with a promise. I can't leave here empty-handed.
This tattoo, to me, is very messy, and that's why you're down here in the bottom.
Angel, Dawn, and Julia. Any one of you could be justifiably eliminated. The judges have decided. Angel, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
Angel, seeing people repeating the same struggles over and over, it just gets to the point where no matter how much heart they come to this competition with, not everybody can win.
Please pack your machines and close shop. This week, we're testing precision.
Precision is important in tattooing because you're working with a needle, and every single time you touch skin, it's gonna make a permanent mark.
Surgeons need a steady hand and a cool head to have the precision it takes to operate on complex systems in the body. The same is true for tattoo artists, because one misplaced drop of ink can destroy a tattoo. This is especially true for this elimination tattoo. You will have 6 hours to create an anatomical tattoo.
Anatomical tattoo means you're taking a picture out of a medical book and reproducing it.
You must create an exact replica of the inner anatomy so real, it's like your canvas was just sliced open.
Whether it be an organ, muscle tissue, or bone, we want to see these people use their skills and precision to make this tattoo look exact.
Come on back this way.
I'm going to school to become a scientist.
Very awesome. I'm a science geek myself. I was an EMT while I was in art school. My previous medical experience definitely gives me the edge in this challenge. Are you a fan of music at all?
Yes.
Would you be interested in possibly doing a G clef with the muscular tissue exposed in the negative space?
That's actually really, really cool.
You're totally into that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, this is just great. Like, oh boy.
Artists, you have 6 hours to create an anatomical tattoo, and your time begins now.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it up.
Anatomical theme for this elimination challenge, judging precision, is really good because the inner anatomy of the body is very complex. You have to be very precise to make all these things look realistic.
Oh my God, it's not even done yet, but I'm like sick. That's what I like to hear. All right. Yes.
4 hours to go, everybody.
My canvas wants a rotten rib cage with pink guts hanging out. I'm really going to show lots of precision in the placement of it. It's come together so great. All right.
Oh, here you go, Madison. We'll go ahead and give you $800,000 now.
The judges might be looking for more of a realistic look to my tattoo. I'm taking a risk. I might really stand out by doing something a little different.
I'm doing a G clef staff cut out of the deltoid muscle, as if it was surgically removed from the body. So I'm gonna do partial saturation and then build up during the process.
What is this tattoo? I have no idea. That's not anatomical at all.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up, machine's down, no more ink.
Turned out so good.
I'm so excited for you. This is like my favorite music tattoo I've ever done now.
This week, we had you create an anatomical tattoo using precision to make it look exactly like the inside of the body. Maddie.
Today, I really just tried to keep it anatomically, like in the right position.
This thing's very cartoony. You have an abundance of sketchy lines.
Are you talking in the bones?
I'm saying in this tattoo, there's a lot of sketchy lines throughout. If you can't get this in solid and get it in tight, you're not gonna make it.
I think I'm doing a really damn good job, and I think I did better than a lot of the other tattoos.
I think you might just be outclassed.
Mystical Mike. Do you feel that this design hits the challenge?
I actually drew the muscle strands on by hand to conform to anatomy.
Can't really say much about the anatomical value of this tattoo because it's basically just a music note with a swirly background.
Upon contemplation, I would have chose the inside of the arm, even the brachial artery.
Your knowledge of that stuff is really impressive. We just can't see any of it.
I don't think that any of the line work or the shading shows a very concentrated effort of being exactly precise. The shadow that swirls around with it, very sketchy and uneven, and I think it takes away from the design a little bit.
There's nothing to judge. So to spend 6 hours doing this and put your livelihood in this competition on the line, bad idea.
Today, you needed the precision of a surgeon to create realistic anatomical tattoos. Maddie, Chris, and Mike, all three of you could justifiably be sent home. Mike, you're here because the Human Canvas jury voted this the worst tattoo of the day. The challenge was precision anatomical tattoos. We don't see any of that.
Give me something on my playing field that I have familiarity with.
You've literally told us you have a better grasp about anatomy than anyone else, and you decided to do none of it. Why didn't you shine?
It's important for me to keep my shoulders back and my head high. Whether you keep me here or send me home, my confidence prevails regardless.
Okay, but when you lay your head on your pillow, did you actually do a tattoo that could fight as much as your mouth is trying? That's the question.
Maddie?
What your peers do has a major effect on how harshly you get judged. When you look at the other tattoos in the field, this tattoo, it's just in the bottom.
I'm the youngin', but I have passion, and I can learn from criticism.
This is not good tattooing.
The judges have decided, Mike, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
At the end of the day, are you giving us any option to be like, this guy does know how to do a black outline, or this guy does know where to put shading? Go.
Please pack your machines and close shop. Today, you must tattoo an image composed of anything but what it is actually made of.
Huh?
I don't even know what that means.
The trick here is the trick of the eye. When this tattoo is done, you see it from across the room, it's supposed to look like this item. The afterthought is to see what it's made of.
Today is really gonna push you guys at the drawing table.
Oh, man.
Ingenuity is a pain in the ass. I'm turning pizza into a cat.
This is gonna be so hard.
Artists, you have 6 hours to tattoo an image out of anything but what it is actually made of. And your time starts now.
He wants it to be made of organic pieces. So trees, flowers, berries, anything that I can get in there, he wants in there.
So I thought that I was going to get to do a black and gray face made out of like branches, but actually this guy wants a face made out of organic plant matter. How the do I make this out of plants?
Make sure she's super readable and beautiful.
She's not gonna be crazy.
She looks like a crazy alien right now. Oh my God. This snake made out of eyeballs and the face made out of organic shapes are really difficult asks. We might be in a little bit of trouble.
Are you excited for me to win Tattoo of the Day with this?
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Team Christian gave me the Tree of Life made of snakes. I'm super confident. I love doing snakes. It's gonna have bright color. Are you okay? Do you wanna move or something?
No, I'm fine.
To tattoo, you need to sit still.
I'm just trying not to mess up your lines.
One little move can ruin the whole tattoo. Are you feeling okay?
Make sure that when you get into the face, you're getting some nice soft fades.
I think I'm so fixated on the actual pieces that make this face up, I'm losing the idea of the face. I'm just like turning into a ball of stress.
What is it?
It's a woman's face made of flowers.
Being here is so important to me because I lost one of my sisters a couple years ago and I inherited her child. She's in her 3rd year of college. Like, I pay for her college. I'm going to win because I feel like it's gonna give me a better chance to provide for my family.
Final hour remaining.
My canvas will not sit still. Time is ticking away. Are you okay?
Like sharp.
I have to literally get rid of half of the tree and all the little details that I wanted to put in the snakes to actually make them look like snakes.
Your tongues are jacked. These ones at the top. Don't move. Whatever you do, don't move.
This cannot be the reason why I go home.
Don't move. Do not move.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is it. Time is up. Machine's down. No more ink. Today, you had to push the limits and tattoo objects composed out of anything but what they're actually made of. Oba.
This one, for me, it's just dark. The nose and the way the eyes are, she's very scary looking.
I'm just struggling with it in terms of it being compositionally a beautiful woman. To me, it reads like someone who got their skin ripped off.
It is hard to look at.
Tiara. Hi, Tiara.
Hello.
I don't like this one.
Me neither. It was supposed to be a lot bigger, but
Because the Tree of Life is
big.
usually a,
Yeah,
it's
but
pretty.
I had to get rid of some of it. My canvas just couldn't get comfortable.
The composition of this thing's rough. The shape of the snake heads are all really rough.
A lot of line work problems throughout this whole tattoo. No tree here. All I see is a very awkward strand of snakes.
For me, this one's a complete miss.
Today, you had to prove your ingenuity, and based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines. Clean. Why did your team vote Oba to the bottom?
We all agreed that Oba's was the most unappealing out of all the tattoos. It's hard to look at. I mean, it's a chick with a beard.
I understand that it's not visually appealing to everyone, but he loved it, so I love it. I'm going to defend it till the end.
I can't disagree with the jury making this choice. It's very grotesque.
He does have some good technical application there. I think it was just a design choice that didn't work out.
I understand what I did, and I know next week that I won't do the same thing. I learn, I grow, and I evolve.
I would just like to say that my tattoo is still better than the other tattoos.
I'd just like to know your thought process. Where in your design can you show me the tree of life?
She wanted one that was kind of twisted.
You can't tell me the trunk doesn't look like a cartoony illustrated trunk.
This does not look like a tree.
I feel like the snakes have an artistic approach to it, even if you don't want to call it a tree.
I got dealt a pretty canvas. I have the ability to do great tattoos.
All right, guys, time to determine who's going home.
Oba composed the face, regardless what the face looks like. If we go over to Tiara's, the overall ask of the day is not there.
This is one of the toughest ones.
So I need a final decision, guys.
Definitely Tiara.
It's hard for me to really say this is the worst tattoo of the three. The worst application is JP.
Just based on the challenge, my vote is for Tiara. The judges have decided. Tiara, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
I don't agree with you guys. I think Tiara is definitely a better tattooer than both of those guys put together. You rock, kid.
Thanks.
Please pack your machines and close shop. This week, we're testing precision.
Precision is important in tattooing because you're working with a needle, and every single time you touch skin, it's gonna make a permanent mark.
Surgeons need a steady hand and a cool head to have the precision it takes to operate on complex systems in the body. The same is true for tattoo artists, because one misplaced drop of ink can destroy a tattoo. This is especially true for this elimination tattoo. You will have 6 hours to create an anatomical tattoo. Oh, man. Let's meet your canvases.
I want an anatomical in my right armpit.
That is the hardest place to tattoo. I don't want the armpit. Nobody wants the armpit.
Joshua?
Someone's gunning for you, Joshua.
My message to the Three Stooges, bring it.
Hey, somebody had to get it, man.
And there's my portfolio.
Great.
She wants a skin tear in her armpit. I'm really excited to meet you. I can't wait to tattoo you.
Likewise.
They think they gave me the toughest one, but I have a way of working with people that is gonna make this easy for me. Everybody wants me to talk you out of doing your armpits.
Oh, yeah.
But if you really want that, I would hate to talk you out of it.
I want it. It's unique, you know? It's different.
And you are obviously unique. I might be kind of screwed on this one. My canvas wants her armpit tattooed with an anatomical heart. You can.
Oh, my God.
You can handle it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up, machines down, no more ink.
I love it.
Me too.
This week, we had you create an anatomical tattoo using precision to make it look exactly like the inside of the body. Joshua, how was it for you going into this particular challenge?
I was thrown under the bus. She wanted her armpit tattooed.
It's clearly an anatomical heart. Great use of precision there. What makes it not look like a heart is what's happening around it.
She wanted to look like it was bones that were kind of like sawed off.
What I look at when I see this is strangely blue highlighted macaroni noodles.
This week, we're testing ingenuity. Today, you must find a unique way to use your canvas's anatomy to make your tattoo come to life.
What? What does that mean?
From armpits to belly buttons to a fist or a foot, you must work with the shape and movement of that body part to create an illusion.
Like, seriously?
In this elimination tattoo, you will be tattooing head-to-head against one other artist.
Oh, no.
One artist will win and one will lose. Lose, and this could be your last day in this competition. Let's meet your canvases.
A dragon mouth.
In your armpit.
Yeah. Oof. Armpit.
A wolf's mouth in my armpit. There's some ones.
The armpit is a very sensitive area, and people don't sit very well. So whoever gets armpits, they're gonna have a tough time.
They have no idea what's coming.
Marissa?
Ouch. Which one was that?
Wolf in the armpit.
Please, God, don't let it be me. Earl.
This is gonna be a little intense.
Are you open to artist interpretation? I like to stick to the wolves, really. I got dished the canvas possible. It's a wolf in the armpit, and this is not going to translate well. It's gonna hurt.
I know, but this is gonna be my second tattoo.
You're definitely gonna earn this tattoo.
I'm hating life. I really don't want to do this tattoo. It sucks.
Ow, 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 ow. Hold on, please, hold on.
My canvas is being sissy. He's making me stop every 2 seconds.
Ow. Hold on again.
I just want to finish the tattoo.
I know.
Ready to rock and roll? If he doesn't make it through this, he's basically sending me home.
Oh. Towards the end's the worst part. Made it this far. You're doing really good.
All I can do is try to coach her down a little bit to keep her from tapping out on me.
You all right?
Yeah.
Just gotta power through.
Bear with me.
I really need to win against Earl. That will prove that I deserve to be here.
Today, you had to use ingenuity to come up with a clever way to transform your canvas's body part. Each of you tattooed head-to-head with another artist. One of you will win, and one of you will lose. Marissa, you went head-to-head with Earl.
Fitting in the armpit, I do commend you on getting a lot of these lines, and they're really clean in this very tender part of the body.
You've taken some pretty heavy beatings up here.
Yeah.
And this is not one of those days. Oddly enough, this is probably my favorite tattoo I've seen you do.
Earl.
This thing is ugly, bro.
This was a living nightmare. By 10 minutes in, he was crying.
This tattoo is riddled with weird choices. On the side of the nose, there's those 2 divots that almost look like that may be where his eyes would be.
That's literally off the picture.
You made this look like his eyes
yeah, dude,
are on his upper lip. It's crazy.
Between Marissa and Earl.
It's obviously Marissa.
I gotta go with Marissa, too.
Marissa.
Winner of the head-to-head challenge is Marissa. Today, you had to use ingenuity to create an illusion on your canvas's skin. Earl.
This is by far the most unattractive tattoo of the day.
As detailed as I could get it, as it was in his armpit.
The face is disjointed.
I get it.
You look at this and it's like, would you want this on you?
I get it. In my situation, I did the best I could with what I was given. I at least did the challenge. I'm here to play a game and fight.
Are you suggesting that Kruzman didn't do the challenge?
He openly admitted he didn't do the challenge.
So what's your vote?
Earl goes home.
The judges have decided. Earl, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
It's my fault, man. I couldn't get it in the game, man.
That's this room, man. This room does it to the best of them.
Please pack your machines and close shop. This week, we're testing placement.
Placement is important with a tattoo because no matter how good your tattoo is applied, if it's placed wrong, you got a tattoo.
Today, you must tattoo one of the most painful areas of the body to tattoo.
Why?
The armpit.
God damn.
Oh, I hate armpits. I don't even like my own armpits, let alone some random person's.
Oh my God.
Armpit tattoos are the worst. The skin is very sensitive, and it's very hard to stencil in an area that's completely creased. This is the pit.
Because of the awkward shape of the armpit and the elasticity of the skin, your placement needs to be spot on. But that is not all.
Oh my God.
You must create 2 6-hour coordinating tattoos, 1 for each armpit.
Oh God.
Both tattooing the armpit? Who are these people? Where do you find these people?
One artist from your shop will tattoo the left armpit today, and the other artist will tattoo the right armpit tomorrow.
What?
Of course.
God damn it.
I don't even have my armpits tattooed because I'm not a glutton for punishment. These poor canvases are gonna go through hell.
Was there a particular compass format you had in mind? Like an actual just needle inside of a disc shape?
That's
it?
that would definitely like that, maybe even open. you
Okay,
know.
can I see your armpits again one
I
more
should
time?
also mention I've lost 100 pounds. There might be a stretch mark in there that might make it difficult.
He's got wild stretch marks, and when you tattoo over them, they can swell up very dramatically, very quickly. Those stretch marks. It's impossible to pull off that perfect circle shape. That's gonna be a problem.
DJ's done a lot of Japanese before, so I'm gonna let him take the lead. Our canvas wants a severed head, on your mask. I'm stoked on these designs. We're gonna kill it.
I'm super excited to do the Namakubi. I've done a few color studies already. I'm gonna continue doing color studies all night. I'm really pumped to do this. I can't wait.
I do have some long lines to pull, so I'm probably gonna call for a moment of silence.
Go right ahead. A traditional compass has to be concentric circles, and they all have to line up. That's hard no matter what you do. I can't believe she didn't try and turn it, so it's not completely 100% in your face, perfectly circular. I think it's a bad choice. I hope she can pull it off.
So this bit here?
Yeah, point.
Just brush, like,
Yeah, I tried feathering it out.
I know it's hard to do.
Yeah.
I have surprisingly tattooed several armpits. I'm gonna tattoo first today, so what I lay down, Aaron can just emulate the style of how I did it.
Are you using red in there?
Yep, and there's a little bit of yellow at the edge here.
I spent a lot of time trying to copy Aaron, so maybe it would be easier if she just copied me.
I'm just trying to watch you so I can mimic it tomorrow.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Machine's down. Time is up. No more ink.
It's a nice armpit tattoo.
I mean, it's really awesome.
Doom went ahead and did some wonky-ass lines on his queen. I mean, her face, boom, she got hit by a truck. This chick got hit by the ugly stick way too many times.
See you tomorrow.
Yesterday, you tattooed your canvas's left armpit. Today, the opposite artist will tattoo the right armpit. However, you won't be working on the same canvas your teammate tattooed. The shops must all swap canvases.
What?
Another shop will be finishing what you started, and your shop must finish what someone else started, tattooing the right armpit.
Why? Did it line up okay?
Yeah, it lined up great.
Cool.
Aaron is a great artist, so it's good to know I have a good roadmap and I don't have to worry about anything being messed up.
I didn't realize that this would be directly putting us head-to-head with unkindness.
So, at first I thought the whole goal of the second tattoo was just to match the tattoo that was done yesterday, and then I kind of realized that me and Doom are going head-to-head. Whoops.
That red is throwing me off. I might have you sit back down. I keep thinking I'm done with this guy, and every time he stands up and I look at it in the mirror, I can see the parts that don't look finished to me.
Thought I'd been done a while back. I went for the stretch marks, man.
It's like checking out everybody's setup here.
Nolan had a way more simple piece. Bubba's piece is way more dynamic.
Sorry, man, I keep staring at it.
You could take the win on this one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Machine's down. Time is up. No more ink.
That's it.
Check it out.
Yes.
What do you think, dude?
Nice.
This week, you showed placement by tattooing a painful and awkward part of the body, the armpits. The judges will compare your work side by side with 2 artists. The artist who completed the armpit tattoo that you started and the artist whose armpit tattoo you completed. Let's see how you did. Matt and DJ, you're up next. DJ, you started off with the Hanya mask.
DJ, I like this tattoo. I think it looks super sharp. But the crooked face does bug me. The fact that the nose is curving and going one way and the teeth kind of not lining up, it's like a new school rendition of a Japanese tattoo.
If you're gonna twist it everywhere. When I see these, it makes me cringe because it's not a follow-through.
Matt.
The mouth is a little more legible, and I like what you did with the hair picks.
No, I did make a few just kind of stylistic changes.
You captured the look we want to see a little more in your rendition of DJ's drawing.
Just in terms of overall aesthetics, we're going with Matt.
Definitely going with Matt.
The winner of this head-to-head is Matt. Bubba and Nolan.
Hyper photorealism in an armpit. This is definitely a tough ask, but Nolan, I do think you capture the off-the-skin crawling creepy look.
The subtle little shadows you have on the tips of the legs give it that 3D effect.
Bubba, yours is really tonal throughout.
You don't have a matching shape here. I think that throws it off.
Gotta go with Nolan on this.
I agree with that.
Unanimous. Nolan, congratulations. Christian and Eva.
A little bit of the tattoo goes into the armpit. I think it was a smart choice due to the stretch marks of the skin. But Eva, as far as putting this many concentric circles on this area of the body, I think might not have been the right choice.
This thing is such a precise tool, so the variances throughout this thing are very obvious.
Christian, you immediately thought a lot smarter. You do yourself a favor by offsetting that circle in those little placeholders. Christian takes it.
It's simple, it's clean, it's bold, it comes across much cleaner. Winner of this head-to-head is Christian. Congratulations. Euless and Doom. Doom, did you design both of these tattoos?
Our shop designed both of them.
I drew the king.
As a pair of tattoos, they work really well together.
All right, Doom, everywhere you have the fine lines in your design, it gets away from you, especially the fine detail inside the crown, and you lose it in the shape of her face.
The sloping forehead with the bulbous nose isn't the most attractive look for this lady. Euless, I do like this profile much more. Just that simple little variance in the actual shape of the profile's face changes the game.
This one's a little bit cleaner, looks a little softer.
Definitely hard to mess up one of Aaron's drawings.
Euless, you take it.
Welcome to round 2 of the Tattoo Gauntlet.
All right, here we go.
For this round, you must tattoo some of the most difficult parts of the body.
What the is going on with this?
What's happening? Did you see that? It's supposed to happen.
But that is not all. For this round, not only do your canvases want tattoos in some of the most painful places, they also want some of the most outrageous and crazy tattoo ideas in the history of this competition.
Let's meet your canvases.
Black and gray macabre flowers with faces, eyes going from the armpit to the elbow.
This guy's gonna ruin someone's day.
It was the armpit thing, right? The flowers.
Holly?
Okay, cool.
Tough armpit, I'm not gonna lie.
It's an armpit. Nice and delicate. I have never tattooed an armpit before. Normally, I would just talk people out of difficult areas. Last time I was here, I feel like I was too rigid in the structure of how I knew a tattoo should look. This time, all rules are off. Like, I can do it all.
Today, you had to tattoo outrageous ideas in insanely difficult places. Safety from elimination is on the line. Holly.
It's hard for me to understand really what's going on within the tattoo. Everything is the same tone. I would have loved to see you do it without the shading around the outside of the tattoo. The shading around it really took away from it.
This week, we're testing consistency.
Consistency is being able to show pretty much the same thing over and over again.
There's no better test of consistency than an image so iconic that any inconsistency will be obvious. Comic book characters.
Yes. The challenge is pulling off comic book tattoo or making it as direct to the comic character at hand. People that are comic nerds, which I say that proudly, they know when something's off.
Founded in 1934, DC Comics is home to the world's greatest superheroes, like the Green Lantern, Superman, and Wonder Woman, and of course, Batman. But this week, you won't be tattooing a superhero. You must tattoo a super villain.
Without villains, you have no need for heroes. Generally, villains are more dynamic than the hero themselves.
Because he has a fresh scar going across his left leg, I flipped the image and put it on his right leg instead. A face should always face it. Definitely pulling out all the ammo.
I take what I do know of Poison Ivy and create my own version of what this character is.
I don't necessarily know that new skill's ever going to come up in the challenges, but I figure this is about the closest thing that I'm going to get to really put it out there. So
this is my style of tattooing. So for me, I'm in a good running to win this challenge.
I'm super stoked.
3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up, machines down. No more ink.
Wow.
Love it?
I love it. I really do.
He screwed the pooch. He did not follow the challenge. He took a comic book style tattoo. He did a beautiful new school tattoo. Okay, Jimmy, did you come here just to get more new school business or did you come here to compete?
Today, we tested your consistency by asking you to tattoo a badass supervillain. Jackie.
You have a lot of beat up line work in this thing.
You jacked it up. Because of the very thin, weak outlines you did in the face, it doesn't look solid. It looks too weak. We've been battling line work all along.
Not all along. Chris, it's no disrespect to you.
No, I'm just saying. It doesn't convey comic book inking, it conveys a scratchy line.
consistency. You made a major alteration to it. It's backwards. You flipped it, therefore now he's burned on the opposite side of his body, so you're basically altering this pseudo-history.
It'd be wrong to do that for sure.
I didn't even think about that.
Jimmy.
The big mark that you missed today is comic book. You went and did something in your own style, and I see a really big difference between cartoon style and comic book style.
As a guy who draws poison ivy, I think it missed the mark. She should be a seductress. She's not drawing me in.
I don't draw it every day, so that's your area.
Well, that's why I'm here, I assume. You missed in capturing the essence of this character.
Bottom line is I'm 100% happy with what I turned out.
This is a game. This is not a comic book tattoo. Today, DC Comic Day. Your tattoo should look like a comic book.
I executed the tattoo, I did what I did, and I stand behind it.
Jackie, Jason, Jimmy, any one of you could justifiably be sent home. Jimmy, you're here because the human canvas jury voted that you had the worst tattoo of the day.
I stand behind my tattoo. Not everyone's gonna like what I do, but I've been doing it for 20 years.
But you can't stylize something to the point where it's unrecognizable. This is not poison ivy. It's a cutesy little cartoony green creature. You've missed the essence.
Can't make everyone happy.
You want to win or not?
I do want to win, yeah.
Why are you in the bottom? Bad decisions. You got a room full of 8 comic book nerds. They're gonna pick the one they like the least. Which one are they gonna pick? The one that doesn't look anything like a comic book. That's yours.
Jackie.
If this was my tattoo, the fact that the wrong side of the face is burned would bug me.
I fell short a little today, but I think that you can see that I'm a good artist.
You're in the final 8, and there's a strong technical field with you right now. And this tattoo just does not represent that for you.
All right, guys. The judges have decided. Jackie, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
There's a lot of technical difficulties here. This late in the game, still showing these technical imperfections, it's gonna hurt you.
Please pack your machines and close shop.
I definitely saw myself going further. That sucks because I know that I could win this. I know that I'm a very well-rounded artist. My mom, I wanted her to see me, go to the end.
Tim, Amanda, and Chris, you are all up for elimination. But you have one last chance to save yourself. Tomorrow, the 3 of you must face off in a final 6-hour knockout tattoo.
That's a bought a tattoo.
Based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines. Clean, since your team has the most artists saved from elimination, you've earned the power to assign the style and subject matter for the knockout tattoo.
Come on.
What style and subject must they tattoo?
Color, realism, bouquet of flowers.
In 6 hours.
Bruh, that's not gonna happen.
Get that little piece of that orange one that sits between there, and you get right there.
TJ, why don't you just get in there and do the tattoo for her? Jesus.
Hey, that's what teamwork is for, baby.
Man, oh man. I didn't see you over there helping Chris like that.
TJ's helping out Amanda and Tim, so I guess I'm just getting pushed to the side again.
How's everybody doing? Everybody's doing pretty good. It's good to hear.
They're gonna stab me in the back. I know it, they know it, 100%.
I'm leaving it. I'm done.
You got 1 hour.
You know what? It. I'm finished with this tattoo. I did what I needed to do. I got in and out, and I'd rather be finished early than it all up and finish late.
Check it out.
Wow, it's like a sticker.
Today you had to fight against your own teammates to stay in this competition. Based on your work, one of you will be packing your machines. Amanda. There is really nice detail in the stems, in the leaves, in the wrapping, in this front-facing orange flower. I like all the skin breaks in there, making that thing breathe. Your use of outlines really helps bring these flowers forward.
From a distance, very clear what it is, very bright, but the red flowers looks a little muddy.
It has almost more of a camouflage-like feel to it. Like it's a dark tone, and then you come off to a pink. It's just very harsh, it's very abrupt. Overall, your color palette's dynamic in your flowers, but I don't think the execution of the way you put the color in hits the realism challenge. It just doesn't have that soft, photographic look to it.
Chris.
first look at this tattoo, it's pretty slick. The colors do stand vibrant. You got some rich colors, you got some bright colors.
The ribbon here is the shining moment. It stands out nicely.
My only thing is that it would not have bummed me out one bit if you would have taken it to a little bit darker tones on the edges just to create a border so that this tattoo has a little bit more strength.
I didn't want to chew him up.
Yeah, that's horse. You think an outline's gonna chew him up? Give me a break. It's not going for the win. That's my point.
Okay, judges, it's time to determine who's going home.
The red flower bums me out.
Amanda's straight up and down. You can tell exactly what those are.
I mean, there's no doubt about it. Mine's 3 flowers tied together with twine. If it was ribbon day, Chris takes it. Above the ribbon, though, it's hard to see what's going on.
What was asked today? It was a bouquet, right? I see 2 bouquets and some flowers, but I do not see 3 bouquets, and we were asked to do bouquets.
Definition of bouquet is a creative arrangement of flowers, period.
That looks like it's just one plant with 3 flowers coming off it.
I think it's bull. Tim hits the bouquet.
You can read Tim's bouquet, all separate flowers, from a distance. So, in my opinion, Tim's safe. What do you think?
I second that.
Good job, Tim.
So, it is a tough call. It's between Chris and Amanda.
I do like Amanda's more just because I can tell what it is. Chris is the bottom part below the ribbon. I'm not a fan artistically how that looks.
Is it just one stem?
I mean, that is interesting because it's supposed to be 3 flowers.
From a distance, Chris's could look like just one big, crazy, elaborate flower. You don't really see the definition between all 3 flowers.
Especially with the stem on Chris's, I would think that this is one big, crazy flower.
Amanda's, even with her muddy peony, that thing still holds so much contrast. I can't see Chris's tattoo.
I agree with you, TJ, that Chris's is the hardest to read.
Exactly.
My final decision to go home is for Chris.
I'm voting for Amanda.
Overall legibility's got to count for something, man. My vote's for Chris.
Chris, the judges have decided you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
You're one of the most naturally talented tattooers I've ever come across, dude. I hope when you leave here, you show the world what you can do, man, because I know what you can do.
These are the days that suck the worst because a great tattoo is going to go home.
I do think that we'll see a lot more from you in the future. Perfect yourself. Come back and kick some ass in this room.
Please pack your machines and close shop.
Thank you, guys.
Today, you must turn a mistake into a masterpiece by tattooing a cover-up.
My life.
Oh, come on, man.
If there's anything I don't enjoy dealing with, it's someone else's mistakes. You have to design a tattoo as a cover-up that genuinely just looks like a solid piece of work.
I won the cover-up challenges, guys. I know what to do.
She's open to just having a cat and flowers.
Cool.
Stay away from a jaguar stuff because that's like Chris's spirit animal. He will rip it apart.
I could rock it out, though.
You're gonna lose depth, you're gonna lose contrast, you're gonna lose everything.
I am just a little bit flustered that Josh isn't budging on his idea of what the tattoo should look like.
Really don't think I would go home on
Don't.
this. I've had to prove myself every single day of my career. I can do this.
I'll send you the bill for 25 grand you cost me, and I'm telling you that is the absolute
Dumbest idea.
worst choice you can make.
Did exactly
You
what you told
are
me not to do.
Just the most exquisite listener I have ever met in my life. You are.
I want to prove to myself that I can do this, that I can do a good tattoo, a solid tattoo.
Throughout my career, I've been told that I won't get that far and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So am I brave enough to step forward and be vulnerable? And I think that is a huge thing for me.
3, 2, 1. That's it. Machines down. Time is up. No more ink.
So awesome. Those eyes are ridiculous.
Today, you had to tattoo a cover-up. Holly.
You achieve the cover-up fine. It's the rest of the tattoo that falls short.
It's a pretty clunky design. The fact that this branch only just goes one way and all sticks tight together, you could have done something different with it just to make it a little more attractive at first glance.
I hate this tattoo. There's a tree branch growing out of this woman's ass. Also, there's a back that is creasing.
That is swelling.
No, what is swelling is the surrounding area within
What is swelling is your head right now thinking you got us when you're gonna go home.
Really, you're talking about big heads right now, Sorry, girl, but if I had that tattoo, I would have to cover up another cover-up.
My canvas loved it, so I'm gonna stick behind it.
Do it.
Behind you with it too, so.
Somebody's got it.
Janelle.
You have an attractive looking tattoo. You do a great job with the cover up. There's nothing that's gonna show through from that tattoo.
but you did a very flat, non-detailed image. Your outlines are pretty shaky in here. The outline on the top of the head, the outline around the bottom of that black hook on the leaf on the bottom, there's challenges left and right on this bad boy.
We both could have banged that thing out with that much detail in 2 hours.
I think that you're trying to save some people.
I'm not trying to save anybody because I'm not blind right here, man.
Nikki, why did the men's team vote Holly to the bottom?
Doesn't hit detail. The nose literally looks like a spider. Not only that, you should never just tattoo a branch, let alone coming out of someone's butt.
I just don't agree with any of it. I did a clean, solid tattoo. That's what we're here to do.
That is not a bad tattoo.
It is not a good-looking
That
tattoo.
thing is rock solid.
Can you really tell me that there's actual fur detail in that Jaguar? At least Cam had texture and detail. There's no fur detail. There's a bunch of
Cam's nose of his lion was as big as that whole tattoo, and there was still no texture.
Cam's got better shading and better application, and Holly's lines are cleaner. Her colors are more solid. Strictly based on technical application, my decision's for Janelle. The thing that we are known for doing in this competition is putting ink in skin. Who did that the best and who did it the worst?
That being stated, I would sway my vote to Janelle.
The judges have decided. Janelle, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
Every decision from here on out is just gonna be harder and harder.
It comes down to the smallest things, but I feel like those technical things are what it is.
I appreciate you guys. I'm taking everything in. Maybe next time.
Janelle, you're badass.
Please pack your machines and close shop. All of you lost your style battle and are up for elimination. 2 of you will be going home.
Like now?
However, you will each have one more chance to fight for your survival. Tomorrow, the 5 of you must face off. The artists that just defeated you now have the power to call the shots.
Damn.
Artists, you'll determine the style and subject that all 5 of the artists facing off must tattoo.
I got an idea.
Take a minute and discuss.
What the are they gonna pick?
Black and gray illustrated.
I'm into that. Yeah.
I think that gives Jimmy a fair chance.
He's gonna be fine. Yeah, cool.
All right, guys, what style and subject must the artist facing off tattoo?
Black and gray, illustrative, griffin.
What is a griffin? I don't.
What do you usually like tattooing?
I usually do more of like abstract kind of surrealism sort of. Ever since I got pardoned, I've just felt like I've had to restrain myself and just put out work that I wouldn't ordinarily be happy with. I'm tired of it, man. I want to do a tattoo that I walk away and I'm proud of.
Ooh, look at you, Jason. The tricks.
I'm feeling pretty confident that overall, it's the most dynamic drawing that has been done so far in this competition.
Did you see the other drawings?
Jimmy's is damn near close to traditional.
It's like super flat. Like you guys are drawing in 3 dimensions and he's drawing in 2.
There's a lot of pressure on me right now. Because if I go home, it could hurt the Midwest, it could hurt the East, it could hurt our alliance.
How's it looking?
Looks good.
This is not a traditional tattoo. This has outlines. That's it. You know?
Jason and Raul need to go home. And as far as I'm concerned, it's my job to get rid of these mother.
3, 2, 1. That is it. Time is up. Machines down. No more ink.
This tattoo is sick. I mean, it
looks awesome, man.
How do you feel, man?
I'm just feeling deja vu. From the last face-off, the 3 of us.
When we sent Jason home, that one?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest difference between this face-off and the last one is now Jason doesn't have a safety net.
Well, 2 people are going home today, and I know 2 of them that are safe is me and Jarrell. Who the other 2 are, that's on you guys.
Today, the 5 of you had to face off for your survival, and you were being tested on technical application. Based on your work, 2 of you will be packing your machines. Let's see how you did. Jimmy.
The drawing for me is tough. That tail tucked makes him scared. If you see any animal that's rearing back from something, it tucks the tail and it shows fear, and then you have the hands posed down instead of out. It doesn't look ferocious enough.
But I will say, on technical application day, you do have a lot of really clean outlines, and you do have a lot of rich black, and all your shading is very uniform throughout this entire tattoo. It does look very smooth, but the overall look of the image is a bummer.
Next up is Jason.
I do love the head. I think you have the best drawn head. Your claws and your paws are cool.
I was just trying to make it cool. Griffin, and I was just going for fantasy art.
The steamy steam hair that's coming off of everything definitely gives me the inference of mystical, magical.
But you also have some messy stuff where the chest and the shoulder turn into the wing. It's just all guesswork what's really going on right here. Some mag drag, some light wash lines, some real shaky little lines, dynamic drawing, but it gets pretty out of control.
So much for artistry.
It's a heavy day today. 2 people are going home. It makes it tough.
My heart's invested in this, and I want to make sure that we make the most proper decision we can make. I'm looking at drawing, and I'm looking at application.
Strictly from a technical application standpoint, Jimmy had like the most solid outline today.
I came down here to send Jimmy home on this drawing. I dislike the tail tuck. I dislike the appendages.
But when you talk about application, the shading is applied very consistently. Jimmy and Jarrell, I think they're safe today just on cleanliness.
The reason Jimmy edged himself out is because at least it's legible.
That's crazy how this turned.
So Jarrell and Jimmy are safe. It's time to determine the second artist that's going home.
I'm torn between both.
I came in here thinking that Jason had tattoo of the day, and I am literally flip-flop to wanting to send him home.
Over this drawing?
It's not the drawing, man. It's the tattooing. The head and the claws do not match the rest of the tattoo.
I love this drawing the most.
Zoom into just the chest and look at the chest like this. You couldn't tell me that's feathers.
Right, but the idea of a tattoo isn't to look at a part of it.
It is for me. If as a boss and an owner of a shop, I would.
I understand, but I will say the one silhouette that I have a hard time with is Frank's. I don't know what it is when I'm looking at it, so for that reason, my vote's for Frank.
But application, we say all the time, is first and foremost in everything you do. With that being said, my mind is made up. Jason.
You can't just abandon clean tattooing at any point in this competition and expect to stay. My vote's for Jason.
The judges have decided, Jason, you do not have what it takes to be Ink Master.
You're an amazing artist, man, but you're just not the play it safe kind of guy. My hat's off to you.
Thanks. Please pack your machines and close shop.